Hello, chess family. It's me, National Master Jesse James, and it's time for another installment of Instructive Chess Miniatures. I got a doozy for you guys today. Here we're going to be taking a look at a very fine win of Magnus Carlsen versus the Hammer. Well, Hammer's playing the white pieces, and, well, Carlsen's playing with the black, and, well, Carlsen hammers the hammer. Here we go. We start off with knight f3, d6, d4, knight f6. Knight bd2, g6. Looks like a perk versus, well, I'm not sure what this is. It's like a d4, most likely looking to play either c4 or e4. And this one he goes ahead and plays e4. So this one most likely looks like to me like a, what's it called? Almost like a modern over here. So white's just kind of playing it flexible over here. With the e4 move, they're really letting you know which way they're going to be going. Bishop g7, of course, it's the perk, playing hybrid modernism. The idea of giving your opponent the center and then, well, attacking it from the side with either e5 or c5. We don't really know yet which way Magnus is going to be going. Bishop to d3 gets played. Here it looks like Hammer's taking him on a very aggressive stance, and it looks like he's aiming at this king side. We'll see if he can get an attack against Magnus. Castles over here, and knight c6. Now here, hopefully you see which way Magnus is going now. If you don't, well, take a second and think. Which way is Magnus going? He's going to be going king side. He's going to be going queen side. All right, hopefully you figured it out. Here, this is now turning into a King's Indian defense. So he looks like he's going king side. How do you know that? Well, he wants to play the pawn to e5. And remember, look at the pawn structure. It points to the way that you should attack. So here, this idea is to play e5 over here. c3, Hammer's just playing very nice and solid here. e5, here comes the push. And, well, Hammer's playing very defensively here. Pawn to h3, stopping this bishop to g4 move, which can be a good one because, well, you can see how they're fighting over the dark squares. Here, this knight is controlling the dark squares, so an idea can be to trade off this light square bishop. With that being said, Magnus is on his way. Knight to h5, playing in true King's Indian style. With this move right here, well, f5 is definitely going to be an idea here, and also the idea of playing knight to f4. And, well, they say a knight on f4, f5 is worth a pawn, and here we get a lot of good attacking chances. So Magnus is definitely on his way for a kingside attack. Pawn takes on e5, a good move here by Hammer. Knight to f4, a nice intermezzoa, or an in-between move right here. Of course, most people would be expecting either pawn takes or knight takes back here, but Magnus sees that the bishop's unprotected, so a nice little tempo move to attack the bishop. Bishop to b5, and here knight takes on e5 here. A very nice move indeed. Knight takes Queen g5. Looks like Magnus is the king of intermezzoas or in-between moves right here. Again, you're expecting him to either take back, but here he sees the idea and plays queen to g5, putting pressure on the g2 pawn and threatening checkmate. Not only does this threaten that, but it also opens up for the bishop taking on h3 here too because of the pin. Oof, this is a very, very aggressive line here. And, well, Hammer tries to play smart here and plays knight to g4. It looks like, well, aren't we just up an extra piece here? Indeed you are. Unfortunately, you're playing against one of the world's best chess players in history. And, well, knight g4 says, you know what, hey, you can take, but you know what, I'll just take back with my queen over here. And Magnus goes ahead and plays queen takes b5. Oop, did you miss that over here? Undefended bishop. All right, let's keep moving forward. Knight b3. The knight looks like it's on a good square here, going to d4, and also opening up the bishop over here to attack the knight. And here, Magnus plays an amazing move with amazing vision here for a checkmate that's going to be happening in probably like 6 to 8 moves over here. And, well, it's a move that I would have a hard time playing. Feel free to push pause and see if you can find the idea. If you find this, you are definitely a master of chess because this is such a hard idea to find. Or hopefully you push pause, hopefully you tried to figure it out. Here, Magnus goes ahead and plays knight to e2 check here. Isn't the knight just surrounded and trapped? It is, but like I said, you have to be a master to understand how deep this idea is. All right, well, of course you don't want to take with your queen, so the king went over to h1 over here. And, well, here most people here are just going to play something like knight takes on c1. Would it surprise you to say, would it surprise you if I say that it's going to be checkmate and only 4 moves over here? Here we go. Bishop takes on g4. Pawn takes on g4. When I mean checkmate in 4, I'm talking about for black's moves over here. Rook a to e8, attacking the pawn. Everything looks nice and normal. Bishop to e3. Rook takes on e4. Rook to e1. Okay, isn't the knight just trapped now? Aren't you just down a piece? It is now black to move and checkmate in 2 moves. Can you find it? Feel free to push pause. All right, hopefully push pause. We'll be trying to figure it out. Here, if you know your checkmates, like I'm making in a video, I have I think it's like 12 or 13 move checkmates of know your checkmate patterns. It is now checkmate in 2, and this is Anastasia's checkmate. Hopefully you found it. Look at this beautiful idea. Queen to h5 check. Poor hammer over here. G just got hammered down. Queen h5 check. Wait a second. Doesn't pawn just take? Yes, it does. This is a clearance sacrifice, clearing the way for the rook to come over to give the checkmate. Notice here the king could not go to g1 because of this knight. So, were you able to figure out the knight to e2 on move 13 to get a checkmate in 5 moves over here? Please let me know in the comments. If you guys enjoyed this, feel free to subscribe, like, and, well, share if you like it. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.